kick it off. Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots. Everybody wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I'm joined on the isolation tapes by one of my favorite people in the world, someone I'm lucky enough to have gotten to know over the last year alone. It is the great, the legend that is Marieke Hardy. Welcome.
Hi, darling. How are you?
So good. I'm so good. How are you in isolation? What are you doing to keep yourself entertained and active at this time, Marieke?
Well, I'm happy as a clam, really, because I have been a freelancer. I don't work from home for over 20 years. So it just feels like my daily routine. I just forget that other people are locked inside as well. I'm writing, I'm doing yoga. I'm used to not seeing my friends a lot as well because I travel all the time. So it just feels kind of normal for me. And then around me, my community is kind of collapsing. So I have to try and remember to look after all those people who aren't used to working from home, people who aren't used to being on their own. There's a lot of struggling with loneliness. And I think it's a really important time to make space for grief, because we're grieving the world as it was. We're grieving our art projects that never happened. We're grieving our communities. So to have those days where you are in floods of tears are a very important part of this, I think, because it helps you move through it. So yeah, we haven't started out very funny, but you do know that when you get me on, it always gets quite earnest. So
it's nice though. It's so refreshing from all those goddamn zingers from performer Scott Brennan just zinging at me nonstop. What do you think at this time, Marieke? I was reading a great article today about productivity. What do you think about productivity in these times? Do you think it's okay to take a step back and kind of go, I don't need to do this right now?
Oh my God, look, anything that you need to get through this take, which is either not doing something, like we're in a time of the world is transitioning, and the world as we knew it is going to be changed irretrievably, I think. So really emotional, and being able to go, whatever you need, and if you need to get up and start drinking whiskey one day at 9 a.m, just do it.
Just do that.
Yeah. And if other days you feel like you want to write, do that. There's no wrong way. It's like, well, it is grief. That's why I keep talking about. There's no wrong way to grieve.
Yeah.
Some days you want to watch like 7 episodes of Big Brother, and you're like, I should be crying about my grandma, but I'm just watching Big Brother.
Yeah.
And other days you feel more robust. So it's just listening to whatever you need on any day.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're also connected at the moment. And other people on the internet are saying, here I am doing my quarantine portrait for the art gallery in New York. And you're like, oh, I'm not doing that. But there's no self-judgment. It's just like absolutely whatever gets you through the night.
It's so nice at the moment, because every time you walk out, there's a lot of smiling faces. I've really noticed that people are very excited to see other people. Have you noticed that you get a lot of smiles?
Well, I try to give them out even to people who are hostile at first. I'm like, I'm going to keep smiling as I walk towards you, and then I'm going to say hello. And sometimes you get a hello back. Mostly you do. I mean, we are all in this together. So in instance, I'm very curious to know if that sense of community and empathy will remain with us. I say that in parallel with people punching each other in the head for toilet paper. So it's brought out the best and the worst of us. It's what though, Sammy?
Yeah.
What an amazing time to be alive. Like what an incredible thing that we are witnessing in this unprecedented human way.
Yeah.
I know we're all kind of suffering and confused and fearful and uncertain, but look at what we're witnessing, something that we've never experienced before. That feels like kind of a weird privilege, I think.
It's crazy. Yeah. And I'm loving the understanding how people cope under different, like I've had a lot of friends calling me, in different states and having, some have had a great time and some are having an awful time. And obviously your heart goes out to them, but it is an interesting time to realize what friendships are, I think, as well, like what relationships are and how you have to kind of adjust. Like I didn't even know that Zoom wine was a thing before this time. Like
Zoom so fun.
It's so good. And you can make that time for people in a different way.
Yeah, I do think this gives us all the opportunity to reflect on where we want to put our energies and what's in, because all the things that we do or define ourselves with have basically been stripped from us. So you go, all right, well, if this is the starting point, where are the people that I feel good speaking to, and how do I help them, and how do I let them help me, and where do I want to put my art energy, and where do I want to put my heart? Like it's a really incredible opportunity to get this hard reset and go, well, moving forward, where do I find my joy? Because I have a choice. Yeah.
Do you have any recommendations for people that are looking for entertainment right now? Like, how are you entertaining yourself?
Meditation.
Yep,
Well,
that's very entertaining.
I've survived through meditation. Like, and so when this all started transitioning, I was in Los Angeles for a trip that got cut very short, as I
Well,
realized
thanks for the invite.
got to catch on fire. But I got quite afraid as realizing it was quite big, because I find a lot of comfort in it's a facade of control, but I like to think that I'm in control of my life, and plans make me feel very safe. And when
Yep.
that all started shifting and any plans I'd made had changed and I didn't know where to go and what to do, I felt a lot of fear come up. So I did start doing a lot of meditations on fear and dealing with change and transition. And that, I know that doesn't sound very entertaining. I've got a lot of books with me, but like everyone, I'm finding it hard to concentrate for long periods. So
Yeah.
yoga and walking, cooking, I'm doing a lot of cooking.
I
That's making me really happy.
I think David Sedaris is uh, a really good writer to read at the moment, just because you can pick it up and kind of have a laugh, but they're so short as well. Like, all of his chapters are really short. So it's always a
You know,
nice thing to read up.
I'm in one of his books.
Which one?
I know. I can't. I feel like it's the most recent one. I was a rabid David Sedaris.
Calypso?
I think so. Yeah, I can tell you the story.
Yeah.
It's in the book. It's the one about his height and how little he is.
Yeah.
I wrote him fan mail when I was about 16, 17, and he wrote back. So like, I've long-term fan.
Wow.
Anyway, I had to interview him for, oh gosh, I feel like it was The Age or something. I can't remember, years ago, and met him and did the article, and we got along really well because of course I was like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think I referred to him as diminutive in the article. And I'm reading this story.
This is in Calypso. This story is in Calypso.
That's me. That's me. He says, I got along quite well with this person who was interviewing me. And then I read the article and she called me diminutive. And he wasn't mad at me, but it was like, I was reading it going, oh my God, that's me. I'm in a David Sedaris book.
Oh
So,
my God. Is that in your bio now?
Yeah, that's in all my bios now. Isn't that incredible?
That's incredible. That's so cool. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to start Calypso again. From cover to cover. Yeah. Well, I feel like you're going to be great to delve out some wisdom in isolation today, Marieke, to two different people. We've got Mark and Michaela. So I've got two M's. And Mark writes this. This is the first confession, Marieke, that comes from Mark. Mark writes, I pretended I was deaf in a relationship for 4 years.
Oh my God, Sam, why do you do this to me?
And beautiful people that are writing wonderful things.
Okay.
So when my partner and I started dating and first got together, I told her that I was deaf in one ear. Why? Because I rarely listen. You think Mark seems like a good person? I think he sounds like a piece of work.
He's a jerk.
He's a real jerk. Because I rarely listen. Is that what you want to hear? Okay, so he's kind of accusing us at the moment. Is that what you want to hear?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like him. I'm not the best at listening, and people have often commented that I just kind of zone out or only listen when it suits me. So that's kind of hurtful. One night, maybe about 3 weeks into our relationship, Ella was telling me that I needed to pay more attention. She had snapped at me and I had no idea why. She was talking about a friend of hers who I don't know, and I just kind of zoned out. It's not like I do anything important when I zone out. I kind of just look at the wall for a bit. So there I am, completely zoning out, and Ella is furious at me. I kind of just look at the wall for a bit. Ella, okay, so he's basically at the moment, he's kind of just explaining, he's not very good. He's explained this quite a few times. He's not a good listener. We kind of understand this.
Yeah, I'm across it.
You're across it, yeah. Not wanting to lose her, I told her that I completely lost hearing in one of my ears growing up. Then, of course, she felt sorry for me and asked me how. I told her that I almost drowned in a swimming pool and continued to call it the swimming pool incident. So, Marieke says, now all good lies are based on truth. There was a swimming pool incident that just involved me getting an erection when I was about 10 years old and my cousins pointing and laughing at me.
Oh, God.
That's a very different lie, to be honest. It involves a swimming pool, but it's a very different lie, isn't it? Like basing a lie on truth isn't just that you were once in a swimming pool.
Yeah, no, that's not here. That's a very tenuous link.
So I changed the story a little bit. An erection to he drowned and lost the hearing in one of his ears.
Maybe the humiliation that he felt at the hands of his cousins it felt akin to a near-death experience. So
oh, that's
like,
true.
I'm helping him out here and he doesn't deserve it, but like, let's keep going.
Yeah. So I changed the story a little bit so that I came off in a great light. But I kept this lie up and Ella, of course, believed me. She even told all of our friends about my incident and told them that if I'm not listening to her friends, it's nothing personal. It kind of all seemed like a perfect lie, really. It was really working out for me. But now it's been 4 years. I did this because I was scared of losing her. But now there are also so many other lies about this. And I built on it time and time again. Last Christmas, Ella even brought up the swimming pool incident and my cousin could not stop laughing. Ella stormed off and told me how cruel my cousin was. So it's getting to the pointy end and I keep thinking about the lie. I want to tell poor Ella, but I'm not sure if I can. She doesn't deserve this. She's fundamentally a nice girl who shouldn't have to put up with a deaf partner. What's a guy to do? So he's not deaf. Let's be real on that. And he gets hard in his bathers at a swimming pool. We know that. We know what sort of sicko he is.
He was 10. He wasn't in control of his body at that time. It was an unwanted erection.
Mm-hmm.
But she can do so much better. She's
Ella?
brought all kindness and softness into Mark.
Yeah.
I feel like he should tell her only so she can leave him because
you wanted to get out.
Well, yeah, I want her to get out. I mean,
Yeah.
he's had all this, and he's not even saying he wants to tell her. He said she's fundamentally a good person, but the fact he built on it,
Yeah.
and also that he used it to cover up the fact that he wasn't being mindful to his partner's needs.
Doesn't like listening about her day.
No, what a chump.
Yeah.
He's in. And part of me wants to protect Ella and just say, and for him to just cut and run and her to go, why did that relationship end? Because it's going to be really painful for her when she finds out that he's lied to her for 4 years, and it will give her a lot of trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're surprised that I'm going to say this, Sam, but she could then go to therapy.
Oh, yeah. I could have seen that coming. Yep. I walked right into that one.
So after she realised Mark's betrayed her trust for 4 years, she can go to therapy and realise that he is the problem and not her, and learn to love again.
Yeah. I think that's actually beautiful advice because, I mean, Mark would be that sort of person that she'd be like, what do you think of my outfit? Oh, I've lost all vision. From that pool incident. Another pool incident.
He has no interest in bettering himself or trying harder to be a better partner.
No.
And she doesn't deserve that. He's just going to make crap up to cover his deficiencies. And there's nothing wrong with knowing that you sometimes tune out when your partner's talking, but you don't make up that you're hearing impaired. Like it's again, sociopathic behavior. You just give sociopaths here.
Yep.
Like
Confessions of the Sociopaths. I'll change it. I'll change the title, Marieke, for you. I also find it weird as well that the incident was brought up at Christmas. So Ella was so concerned and said, well, how about the pool party that you had and the incident there, and the cousin can't stop laughing because she's just thinking about the erection.
He's playing a dangerous game too, because if he hasn't told the family and the cousin knows what it is, and eventually the cousin's going to say, and that would be an amazing way for him to get caught out. I want him to get caught. I'd like him to be human enough to tell her the truth, but I don't hold out much hope, to be honest with you. You
don't think that Mark's got it in him?
Nah, he's not we all come with our bag of rocks, Sam, as you know, but he doesn't seem like someone who's ready to do the work.
No.
He's just too busy handling. Nah.
Nah, you're done with Mark? All right, let's move on to Michaela, because we'll see what you think about Michaela. I think it's going to be the exact same advice, if I'm honest, because Michaela writes, I'm absolutely obsessed with taking people's driver's licenses. I just love it. I don't know where the fascination started, and it's definitely not sexual. That's all in caps.
That hadn't crossed my mind. How vanilla am I?
Well, it's weird. When people have to bring up it's definitely not sexual, you should never have to bring that up.
Protesting a little bit too much, Michaela.
Yeah. It's like if I'm buying something and I'm just taking like an apple or something and say to the person behind the counter, it's definitely not sexual.
How many times have you been asked to leave Coles, Sam?
Quite a lot. It's not. I'm not safe out there. I'm not safe. I shouldn't be allowed in the produce section. Absolutely obsessed with taking people's driver's licenses. I just love it. I don't know where the fascination started, and it's definitely not sexual, but I imagine that's exactly how she says it too. But I just get such a thrill out of owning that little possession. It's like a part of them locked in my own little box of love. Do you like that?
Thank you.
The box is physical, of course. So I understand that.
I believe.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Box. Yeah,
it's a box. It's definitely not sexual. It's a little lock box that I keep under my bed. Anytime I get back from a party, and she writes this in brackets in all caps again, so she really loves that. She leans heavily on the caps. The best place to take these licenses, so a party, or some kind of gathering, I take the license and pop it into my lockbox. It's such a great feeling, and the more the better for me, really. I've almost been caught out a few times too, which is thrilling. I've been in my partner's parents' room before, pretending I didn't know where the toilet was while I searched for licenses. I've been caught in a friend's living room, wrist deep in their purse. She should never say wrist deep to describe stealing, thieving. So many situations I've been caught in where I can't help but feel guilty about it. I don't know if I want to get caught, but the idea of it is pretty damn sexy. I now think I have about 32 licenses and don't want to slow down. The other night, my partner saw me put away a license in my lockbox. And lockbox has never been written so much as in this confession. And I stumble over it every time. Lockbox. And he asked me, lockbox, and he asked me what it was. I told him nothing and to mind his own business. But he casually brought it up a few times after that.
He is going to snoop.
He's going to snoop. But it's a lockbox, Marieke. It's a lockbox.
Locked, but he can break the lock of the lockbox.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe it's a voice-activated one.
Oh, no, you've gone way too high-tech on this. No, it's a lockbox.
It's definitely not. Can I come clean to him? Just one person. It would be great to tell one person so that they can share in my delight. I've only taken these items from friends, and like that makes it better. And just knowing they're under my bed is a wonderful thing. I know I'm not alone in this. All right, so that comes from Michaela.
Okay, so you're definitely alone in this, is what I would say. I have so many questions, Sam. Like, you know, when she said she goes to a party and she takes one and puts it in her lock, I thought they were all in her lockbox. Why did?
Okay, so I think what she means, and Michaela is such a wonderful writer. I think we can both agree on that. I think what she means is she goes to parties. So she's a very popular person, Marieke. She goes to lots of parties, and anytime she's out, she'll steal one, she'll put it away, and when she gets home, she puts it in her lockbox.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought, because do you know, I was seeing my writer's brain got all these. I thought she'd go to parties and take one of the licenses with her and pretend to be that person the whole night.
Oh, that would be a way better story. Sadly, Michaela is not the writer that you are, Marieke.
Oh, no, that would be a good story. And then she could, I mean, she sounds like she's got so many, she could make a lovely game of Guess Who out of it. You could do
that's true.
Game.
A board game.
Yeah, you know, flip. Do I have a moustache? No, flip.
Am I your father? Am I your mother? You know, that sort of game.
The thing that worries me is that it's all her friends. Because and okay. What I'm reading, I'm going to psychoanalyze Michaela because that's what we do with Sam. Is that she wants to feel close to her community, and look, she keeps talking about it's a wonderful feeling having them all there and having the house. I think there's a safety in it. It's almost like these are all my people that I love, and I've got them in my lockbox where they can't escape me because they're in my lockbox. And they can't escape my love, and they're going to be safe forever. So I think she wants to feel close to the people around her, and this is her kind of somewhat left of center way. I'm sure it would be a hindrance. Like if I lost my license and then I found out my best friend had it under her bed in a lockbox, and that's not that hard to replace. You just write to Vic Roads and they send it to you in the mail. So,
yeah, $20, I think.
Yeah,
I've lost one.
Yeah, or have you lost it, or has Michaela got it?
No, yeah, well, in a lockbox. I don't know. I should go and check my nearest lockbox.
Go to your nearest lockbox and make sure your license isn't in the lockbox.
Lockbox.
Yeah. So I feel like it's just so low key. I don't think it is sexual. I think she's right. But
it's definitely not sexual. Definitely not sexual.
I don't know if I think she should go to therapy, Sam.
Okay.
And and I think she should learn how to tell the people around her that she loves them and she wants to feel closer to them. And maybe when she starts being able to articulate that, she's going to feel less inclined to take their items and keep them safe, because it does.
Where does she keep them safe?
In her lockbox.
Oh, sure.
It's in her lockbox.
In the lockbox, yeah.
And I think her partner is going to break open the lockbox. That's happening. He's asking questions.
Of course.
And so she's going to have to come up with some answers. And maybe this is her cry for help. She said she almost doesn't want to get caught, but she kind of does. So the partner's going to look in the lockbox. He's going to go, what the fudge, Michaela? Why are all these licenses in here? And she's going to go, and it'll be the first step in her road to recovery, Sam.
Yeah. Do you think maybe she could say, I did it because I lost hearing in one of my ears when I drowned in a pool?
Yes, I had a swimming pool incident when I was 10, and ever since then I've collected licenses.
You'll go, that makes a lot of sense, beautiful Michaela. I love you even more. Do you think that do you think that if she tells the friends, maybe that's a good way to get past it as well?
I don't know. How would you feel, Sammy, if I said to you last time I came in to do confessions, I took your license and I keep it in a lockbox under my bed?
First, I would say, what's a lockbox?
Well, then I would explain.
I'd say, is that a voice-activated one? And you say, no, it's with a key. It's a lockbox.
Yeah. But if I followed it up by saying, because I really like you and we've become friends over the last year, and I like feeling like the people I like are close to me, and I know it's a bit kooky, you'd forgive me, wouldn't you?
I would, of course.
Yeah.
I'd question leaving my wallet around you a little bit more. Like I'd always hesitate a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't steal money, just licenses.
Yeah.
It's not sexual.
It's not sexual. And just from friends.
Yeah, just from friends. So if she finds the way to understand the drive and then be able to explain it to the people around her, the people who will go, oh, that's kind of really weird but nice.
Yeah, it is kind of a nice thing, and it's not the craziest thing either. I think the way that she's hiding it from her partner and saying, mind your own business, I think he's going to build it up in his head and go, what does she actually have in this lockbox? TM.
Yeah, he's going to think the lockbox has got like drugs or another boy's phone number in there. And a collection of their friends and family in driver's licenses. So maybe that's good. He's like going to go, it's just kind of work.
She's just quirky.
Quirky, and needs to get more in touch with her feelings and how to express her emotions to the people around her.
And that's through therapy.
So, she should, that's through therapy. We all know. Like, if you ever just don't want me to come on this show, you can just say, like, Marieke was supposed to be here. She just would have said that everyone needs to go to therapy.
The end. It's a very short episode.
Yeah, just crazy, my general advice.
When those 2-minute episodes, Marieke couldn't be here, but everyone get therapy. I think that's a really nice thing. So, Marieke, recently I've been asking guests about film ideas. So basically, if there was going to be a film made about Michaela's life, I'm not saying it's going to be the most exciting film of all time. I mean, there's a lockbox, there's Michaela, there's the partner. Who do you think would play Michaela in your mind? Who do you think would play the perfect Michaela?
Janine Garofalo.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I
Okay.
like if the movie took the twist that I was suggesting, where she takes a license, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and pretends to be that person, and it could be about at first she wants to get inside that she loves her friends and family so much. It's like, what does life look like if I pretend to be one of them for a day? What does Sandra do? I'm Sandra. This is like, I love Sandra so much. I'm going to inhabit her life for a day. But then she gets
Wow.
up in that, she starts making bad decisions, and Sandra starts going, oh my God, someone turned up at my local coffee shop and charged all this stuff to my, and that wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I'm Sandra. And
She
so
kept talking about a lockbox.
yeah, well, everyone's talking about the lockbox.
Do you think who would play the partner? Because Janine Garofalo is a great choice.
Mark Ruffalo, because their names sound quite similar and they look quite
Wow.
good together, I think.
Yeah.
Both kind of like short brunettes with a kind of simmering sexuality.
I think that sounds like an amazing film, and I hope that you're going to write that in isolation.
Well, you can
For,
see Mark Ruffalo looking at the lockbox, and like you can see the scene where he's got it on the table and he's like, you can't open this. It's hers.
yeah.
It's Taylor's. I can't do it. He walks to the other side of the room, looks back at the lockbox. I don't know. I need to know. I got to bust that lock open at the lockbox.
He's got his own lockbox.
No, he's looking at hers. He's got it on the table. He's found it. She's
Oh,
gone
no, I
out.
was just saying that he could have one too, maybe.
Oh, he doesn't have a lockbox.
No, he doesn't. Okay, sorry. No, I was being stupid. I was just trying to play along, and you did not yes and me, Marieke.
I did. Come with you.
You said, no, that's stupid. That is a stupid suggestion. You'd be very good at improv.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not improv. It's not my jam. I'm just a blogger.
Marieke, at the end of that, so there's two wonderful confessions. How do people find you if they want a dose of Marieke Hardy right now? How do they get that? Apart from this podcast.
Apart from here, well, I'm pretty active on Twitter because I do like the community on there. I mean, they're all absolutely batshit crazy, but we all like to talk about politics, and people send, like Ben Law's such a lovely community beacon on there, and there's lots of people with coping techniques and kindnesses, and if you can sift through all the kind of madness and protect yourself if the news gets a bit much, then I find that's a nice way to share thoughts and hearts.
How do people find you on Twitter?
That's just my name.
Marieke Hardy.
Marieke Hardy.
Yeah, twitter.com.
Kehardy. That's the other thing, because all the other stuff I'm doing, Better Off Said, the live show I was doing with Emily Zoe Baker is obviously off for now. And everything else is just writing projects that will come into fruition hopefully within the next year or so, and I'll let you know when they do.
Yeah, so exciting. Well, thank you so much, Marieke Hardy. I love you very much. Thank you for being my friend, and thank you for coming on this podcast.
I'm so glad I've got your license now. I feel so close to you.
Thank you, Michaela Hardy. Thank you,